What's up, guys? So today we're going to answer 5 frequently asked questions about diamond stones. I'm going to try and keep this short. We're going to try not to ramble on. And if you're wondering where a specific question is, check the chapters below and it'll take you exactly where you want to go. First one we're going to talk about is diamond stone break-in. Right out of the box, these stones are going to feel extra coarse. And the reason for that is because there is a whole bunch of loosely adhered diamonds on the surface of these stones. These stones are made by encapsulating the diamonds in a nickel plating, and sometimes some of those diamonds aren't fully encapsulated in that plating, and they tend to rub off after the first several sharpenings. Now, every single review I do, I go through a break-in protocol where I will sharpen, most of the times I'll sharpen a Scandi ground knife about 6 or 7 times in order to fully break in this stone. After that, most of these stones will be in their state that they are for about the rest of their lifespan. We'll touch more on this in a second. But keep in mind that when you first use these, they're going to feel extra coarse for the first half a dozen to a dozen uses or so, and then they'll end up breaking into a period where they're going to be for the rest of their life. Next question is to use water or not to use water. I prefer to not use anything on any of my diamond stones. The reason for that is if you start to use water, you can start to develop rust or corrosion issues. The way that these stones are made, again, is by taking a carbon steel base, plating that base with a nickel plating, and then encapsulating the diamonds in that plating. Now, the plating on the surface of this stone is not watertight. There'll be pinholes here and there along the surface, and that'll allow moisture to get in and underneath that plating, allowing that carbon steel base to rust underneath of the plating and can cause your plating to flake off of the stone. A perfect example of that is this stone here, where I have used water on this stone in the past, and you can see it starting to rust there. You can also see it starting to rust up here and start to spread underneath the plating. I have since stopped using water on the stone, and it has slowed down this corrosion immensely. So that is the reason why I do not use water or any fluid on the stones, and it's really not needed. And that brings us to our third question, which is how do you clean these stones? Now, personally, the only way that I clean these stones is with this, a dry paper towel. I simply wipe off the surface of the stone if I notice that there is some particulate building up along the surface of the stone. Now, in all of the stones that I have ever tested and ever used, I've never had one that is clogged so bad where I felt the need that I needed to use water in order to clean it off. Now, if you do find yourself with a little bit of buildup that will not wipe off with a simple paper towel, you can use one of these, a rubber eraser, on the surface of the stone, and that will get off that'll get off everything else that you will ever have built up on the surface of your stone. These will not rust your stone, and they are great for cleaning those stubborn areas if you get them. Now, you can get these on Amazon. These are big rubber erasers for big abrasive belts, but also pencil erasers will work as well. Now, again, out of all of the sharpening stones that I have, and I have a lot of them, I've never had the need to further clean any stones other than that, either with wiping a paper towel or get off some of the buildup with a rubber eraser. Other than that, these stones will last a very long time, which we'll get to in a minute. Next off, we're going to talk about grit contamination. Now, grit contamination is when you have large particles embedded into an otherwise smaller particle grit rating, such as this stone right here. This is a cheap $20 stone off of Amazon. This has a little bit of grit contamination on the 1000 grit side. That means that there are some 400 grit or larger particles on the 1000 grit side. Now, this really doesn't matter if you are only using your diamond stone to sharpen, meaning if that your finished edge is going to be on the 1000 grit, it's going to be a coarse grit edge, and a little bit of grit contamination really won't matter that much in the ultimate performance of that coarse grit edge that you put on your knife. Now, where grit contamination will come into play is if you plan on taking that grit progression higher and higher up into something like a mirror polish. And the reason for that is a lot of times that these large grits embedded on the surface of the finer stones will end up leaving such deep scratches that as you work your way up the grit progression, you end up getting to a point where, say, on a 5000 grit stone, you cannot get out all of those really deep scratches left by the contamination in the finer grits. So that ends up being a very big problem if you are trying to go for a mirror polish or a higher grit finish than a coarse grit edge. But going back to the beginning, grit contamination really won't affect the performance of your knife if you are only planning on using and finishing your knife on something like a 400, 1000 grit diamond stone. Now, there are cases like the case that I just reviewed on the Ultra Sharps where you have you really have such bad grit contamination that it could actually mess up the apex of your knife. I think that was more of a one-off scenario with something that was sent to me, and I am just reporting that back to you as exactly what I received in the mail, and I'm not sugarcoating it. That's exactly what I received, and that is what I put in my review. So, in cases like that, if you do end up having really terrible grit contamination and it messes up the apex of your knife, simply send it back and hopefully you get a refund or a replacement. But other than that, a little bit of grit contamination really won't matter if you are just using the diamond stones for your finished edges. Now, the last question I get on these is how long do these diamond stones last? And that's kind of like asking how long do tires last on your car? Because if you don't drive your car, your tires are going to last a really long time. If you drive it, they're going to wear out pretty quickly. Same with diamond stones. These sort of have a lifespan that start out up here and then slowly go down like this. You're going to start to notice that as you use these diamond stones more and more, they'll start to become less and less aggressive because the diamonds over time will start to pull out of the plating and your stones will just become less and less aggressive to a point where maybe your coarse grit stone doesn't profile as quickly as it used to. And if you get to a point where you are looking for more performance out of a profiling stone, then just go ahead and replace it. Again, these diamond stones will wear out over the course of time. You don't usually get to a point where just one day they work and then one day they won't. Unless we're talking about the uber super cheap diamond stones where one day they look like this and the next day they look like this. But I would say that for your average user, if you're sharpening 3 or 4 times a week, which is probably a lot for most of you, these are going to last a decade in a lot of cases. Even me, I sharpen a lot. I've actually sharpened so much that some of my knives are completely gone now because I've sharpened them to dust.
One of these things is not like the other.
They're not here anymore. And I have not worn through some stones in doing that. So these will last longer than some of your knives will in certain cases. Also, generally speaking, the finer the diamond stone, the quicker it's going to wear out. So very fine diamond stones will wear out quicker than very coarse diamond stones. And that's simply because the plating has less to hold on to. So now to answer the question of what is the best stone currently available? Well, as of now, the absolute best stone, if money was no object, is the Atomas. These things are amazing. There's zero grit contamination. They are made with an aluminum base and a stainless steel plated surface, which means zero rust. These are expensive though, which is why they're not necessarily the best value stone. The best value stone goes to the Sharp Ball. I still think that this is king of the value. This has a 325 grit coarse side and a 1200 grit fine. This stone's around $70, so you get 2 pretty well made stones for around $70. That's about $35 per grit per side. And I do think that this is the best value currently available. It is not the best made in terms of quality of materials and exactly how it's made. It's not as well made as the Atomas, but value for your money, it's hard to beat. Anyway, that's my thoughts as of now. This may change in the future. I hope this answers some of the frequently asked questions. And if you have any more questions about diamond stones or sharpening stones in particular, leave them in the comments below and we'll try and get them in our next video. Thanks for watching.